Hey YouTube, it's Lauren. Here I am. I'm actually in my garage. And I know we have a couch. My husband set up the whole couch or the garage to be a man cave, but ended up being a family room. Um, but I am tired of always sitting down and being so blah in my videos, so I just wanted to come to you to tell you. I wanted to be real. I want to be honest about what's going on. You know, coming back into the community, I definitely realized that I wasn't ready to fully have everyone knowing all my business yet, only because of the drama that I've had in the past because of it. Um, I I didn't like that people think because they see snippets or hear conversations or whatever that they know everything that's going on. They know exactly what I'm doing. They hear me doing one thing that's, say, off plan for the day and think that that's what I constantly do in my life, and that's not what it was. And I have a very I'll show you kind of attitude, and so that was getting in the way of it, and so there was just a lot of problems. But this video is more for the people who are planning on getting pregnant with a lap band. Only with lap band. I cannot speak for gastric bypass. I can tell you exactly what happened with me, and that is it. But I just wanted to explain to you my struggles and my frustrations in the last year, you know, just under a year, in how things have been with me. I had always, and always, I guess I could say, but for about a year after I had lap band, I had started thinking about having another child. Now, with my first son, I gained a whole 12 pounds when I was pregnant with him. Nothing changed for me. I didn't eat really any differently or anything. The only thing, I was actually kind of healthier because I couldn't drink soda, and I tried to eat a little healthier because I had a baby, and I was taking my vitamins and made sure I had water, and you know, couldn't have coffee, tea. So I was healthier, actually. So in the total pregnancy, I gained 12 pounds. My son weighed almost 9 pounds. And a week after I had him, I was already down like 10 pounds than when I had started, when I had first gotten pregnant. So my goal was always like, okay, you know, that'll be how things are with me this time too. Plus I have my band, so even if I just have to empty it a little bit, you know, things will be fine. Well, come to find out, my surgeon, only my surgeon, I haven't heard of one other one like this, my surgeon requires every single drop of saline to be emptied out of your band. And I was so upset. I mean, when I heard that, I was like, I wish I would have never even called him to tell him I was pregnant. I wish I would have just gone in and said, you know, I think it's a little too tight. I would have done things differently, because I feel like I paid to have my band put in. I mean, my insurance really paid for it. I didn't pay very much for it. But it was my insurance that paid for it. It was my choice to have it. It's always been my choice of how much of a fill I'm going to be. I mean, they wouldn't fill it too much for me, but that's fine. But it was my choice on what I was going to do. Well, when it came to this, I had no choice. I went in and I said, please don't take it all. You know, just take a little bit. I don't want to be completely empty. I'm not ready for that. I was still in the process of losing weight. I had lost over 100 pounds, but I still had like 60 to go or something like that, like 60, 70 pounds to go. I think 70, maybe more, 70, 80. But I had a long ways to go. And emotionally, I hadn't dealt with all my problems. I wasn't ready to have no restriction on my band. And I said to them, I'm nowhere, like, my baby's this big right now. You know, it's not even a baby yet. Let me keep my fill for a while. There's no reason for it to be unfilled right now. I'm getting plenty of food, or just, you know, just unfill it a little bit. As long as I'm gaining the appropriate amount of weight, I shouldn't need to empty my entire band. But I had no choice. They took out every single last drop of the saline in my band. And it was definitely the worst thing for my process, because I knew I wasn't ready. And in the end, all of a sudden, not only was I pregnant, but I was now all of a sudden able to eat pasta and bread and rice and potatoes and all of these carb, you know, horrible things for me. They weren't good for me. And I had been so good at losing weight. I had been so strict on what I was eating. And all of a sudden I was able to eat the same thing as my family. So I would. Where when my band was tight, I couldn't. So I would make my own food that was healthier instead of just eating everything else that everybody else is eating. I was all of a sudden able to eat cheeseburgers, which I totally missed. You know, there was just so many things that I could eat. And I was pregnant. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, it's okay, you know. And it's not. And along the entire 9 months of being pregnant, I knew that I was harming myself. I mean, I guess not. Yeah, you can call it harming yourself. And I was really unhappy with myself for doing that. And I was sad, you know, as the weight would go up and up and up. I was sad, and I would, you know, constantly try and do things to stop myself. You know, I was working out more. I bought a treadmill. I was trying to do the things that were right for me. But in the end, my eating and the portions and everything was just out of control. And so I cannot say that the weight that I gained while I was pregnant had anything to do with my pregnancy. So please, if you are going to get pregnant, not only first call your surgeon and ask them what their protocol is, because all of my friends who have lap band who got pregnant did not have to do what I had to do. They did not have 9 months of no restriction in their band. And I had only had my band for not even a year and a half at the time. I got my band July of 2009, and I got pregnant of October of 2010. So it hadn't even been a year and a half. And so for 9 months, that was, you know, half the time of the time I had had the band, for me to gain all this weight back. So I don't know exactly how much I weighed when I had my band unfilled, but I will tell you that the day that I went in to have my son, I was at 350 pounds. I had been 367 was my highest. So, I mean, even though I was 9 months pregnant at the time, you know, I lost weight after I had him. But going in 9 months pregnant to have my son, I was only down 17 pounds from my all-time highest, which is probably about how much I weighed when I went in for surgery. As of now, today, I was 322 point something. I'm 323 basically. So since I had him, I'm down 27 pounds, and he's 8 weeks old. So I'm an upfront person. I don't mind being honest. There's a reason I'm on YouTube. I tell my life story to everyone I meet anyway. Why not share it with people that are gonna get something from it and be helped by it? I'm owning what I did. From the second I had him, I've been trying to be able to lose weight and breastfeed and not, you know, have issues with my milk supply because I'm trying to lose weight, and I've in the end, this week's been probably my last week that I'm going to be breastfeeding because I just have never had enough milk for him. And I think it probably does have something to do with the fact that I've been trying to lose weight. Sorry, gotta give him his pacifier. So that's me being honest. And if people that are negative see this, and it was only those people that I was worried about just because I can't stand having to deal with it. If they see it, they see it. If they want to be negative, they can be negative. All I know is that although I was fully aware of what I was doing during my whole pregnancy and constantly thinking about it and constantly trying to lose weight, and I'm like, I'm pregnant, I can't lose weight, like, you know, it's not healthy to do this. I was definitely still trying to work out, was not working out nearly as what I was before. I stopped running. I was more just doing walking and things. And I didn't know what to do to stop myself with the emotions. So many things were going on. You know, I'm pregnant, about to have another child. I was not working starting in January, so I was stressed. You know, just so many emotions. And I have not yet learned how to control those emotions without eating. And I all of a sudden had the option to eat. And I can tell you that I would barely eat any food, and I'd gain 2 pounds like that. And I feel like it's because, you know, I had lost so much weight. I know I was malnourished. I was losing tons of hair. I think my band was too tight before I got pregnant. So all of a sudden I was able to do the opposite, and it it was completely detrimental to everything. So I still, like, I can't sit back and say, like, oh, because of the pregnancy, I gained this weight. It was 100% the fact that I hadn't dealt with my problems, and I had no idea that my band was going to be completely empty while this was going on. So it was a double-edged sword. When I would, you know, gain weight, it would just make me more sad and more depressed. It would make me gain more weight. So all, in 9 months, I mean, I gained probably 80, 90 pounds. And I just, like, I went off the deep end. So it was a lot for me to deal with emotionally, just because I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my God, I looked amazing. I looked the best I ever have in my life. I was this close to being in a size 13, and now I'm back into a size 22. So I'm here. I'm losing again. I'm kind of struggling. I lost, you know, a good amount of weight right after having him, and now I'm kind of sticking in the same area. So I'm trying to get past that plateau. But I'm doing what I can. You know, I was at the gym at 6:30 this morning. I was at the gym at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday. I'm trying to do everything I can to get back on plan, and I'm not discouraged. You know, I'm full steam ahead, ready to get down again. I have my goals set in place. It's just like I did it once, I'll do it again. And this time, I'll definitely have more control over myself. And now I know that it's a lot more important to, the second you realize that you have emotional things you haven't dealt with, handle them now. Because anything could happen at any time. You could have band slippage. You could have some kind of reaction to it and it's got to go away. You could get pregnant. Something could happen to where you're not going to have your tool. It's not likely, but it could. And you want to make sure that you are ready for that when it comes, even though you didn't plan on it. So if you have emotional things that are deep down, that, I mean, I think we all do. I was reading the Bob Greene book, The Life You Want, or something like that. I was reading it today at the gym, and I'm glad that I got into it. I've had it for a couple months now, and I haven't. I kept trying to read it, and I wasn't getting into it. But now I'm just like in this, I need the help emotionally to get me where I need to be. So I need to do the work. So I started reading it, and he explained that there's so many things that hold us back that you have to deal with, or it's just never going to be a permanent loss. And so I'm ready. I'm trying to deal with it. There are so many things that keep us all from losing weight, and we have to help ourselves, you know, by figuring it out and handling it. So this, Jace is attached to me. This is me at 323 pounds. And although it's a lot, it's definitely not my highest. I'm still down 44 pounds from my all-time highest, which isn't great, but, you know, at least it's down. You know, I'm not going up anymore. And I'm ready to get under the 300s again and get back on track and get where I want to be. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your support. And I love everyone, and I hope that the people who are the people who are quick to judge understand that you don't know the full picture. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why people are choosing to do things. You don't know unless you ask. And the biggest mistake you can make is not only assuming, because we all know what assuming means, but it's also talking about it to other people instead of spending that energy talking about with the person. If you can help the person, you would feel so much better than talking shit on the person and having them find out. So I hope that helps, you know, some of you. And if any of you guys are thinking about getting pregnant, like I said, talk to your doctor. And if you find out that they do the same thing that mine does, I'm not telling you to lie to them, but I'm saying you might want to hold off on letting them know you're pregnant instead of 2 days after you find out you're pregnant, you're in getting your lap band emptied out. Okay, so I love you all. Thank you for watching, and until next week, bye.